Hey everyone, Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter. This week's topic is all lightworkers are empaths. So there needs to be a defining of terms just in case you're unfamiliar with what a lightworker and an empath is. You would be considered a lightworker if you are here on Earth with a mission and purpose. You're here to go big, dream big, and really raise the sense of joy, health, and love on this planet. That doesn't mean that you have to be like a Reiki master or some sort of energy worker in particular. Light workers come from all different industries, such as art, photography and design, of course, the spiritual industry such as church and religious organization, but life coaching, maybe your light work, bringing that extra special something to your accounting or law practice. You're here to really create a paradigm shift in a certain field, particularly to increase the level of health, joy, and well-being, to bring more love onto this planet. If that's in your heart, you know you're here for a healing purpose, you're a light worker. You may already know that, but what you may not know is that what comes with the territory of being a light worker is that you are also an empath. So there's a wonderful body of literature on being a light worker as well as being an empath available now. I would highly encourage you to Google and type in there, what is a light worker? What is an empath? But you're here, so let me tell you. Being an empath, the Y is cut off as opposed to empathy. I'll get to that in a second. Being an empath means that you communicate with the world around you in a way that is non-verbal, non-visual, non-auditory, non-smell, non-taste. It is simply from feeling to feeling, body to body, energy to energy. Let me explain. This is seen in the animal kingdom because the empathic sense is not like, your third eye and you have to be like a yogi or some enlightened, elevated, ascended being or something. No. This comes from your mammalian brain, the hind brain. This is the animal side of you that senses other people's feelings, senses the energy of an environment. So take a dog, for example. Your dog, or any dog in particular, will know when something bad has happened. Like they just look at you like, oh, I'm so sorry. Or they'll come and sit next to you. You don't even have to say anything. They don't even see you. They immediately know. Or if you've been dog sitting and you see that the dog comes to the door because they know that their master is coming home. And it doesn't even have to be that specific time of day. They have a sense of it. In humans, it's more of feeling another person's physical pain. And I mean absorbing it. I don't mean this intellectually. I'm getting there in a second. So another example of being an empath is that if someone has a headache, they don't tell you, they may not say anything. You could be in a room where you're just in a meeting or something like that. And suddenly your head starts hurting. My neck hurts, try to adjust yourself, or just feel like this pain in your body. And then later on you'll hear, oh yeah, my head's been killing me, from somebody else. You picked up their headache. Or how when you go to a funeral, yes, it's a funeral, but the empathic sense is what picks up that wall of grief that you could like cut it with a knife. It's like palpable that you walk into. So that's a very real phenomena, and that comes with being an empath. Okay? So this is different than having empathy for somebody. When you have empathy for somebody, you intellectually visualize and rationalize walking in their shoes. Or you may even choose to go out of your way to do what they do, to understand them. And this is also different from sympathy, where you also choose to intellectually connect to their situation. It's a little bit more removed from empathy, it's less personal, but you are expressing a sense of understanding. Being an empath is absolutely different, where both of those are intellectual constructs and intellectual choices to connect with that person. Being an empath happens whether or not you want it to. The same way that with your eyes open and looking around, you can't choose to not see what's in front of you. If your eye is open, you're going to see it. It's the same thing. It's a sense of your body. It receives information whether or not you choose for it to. Now, the same way that one of your five senses can be imbalanced or overly sensitive. Some people have a very good sense of smell. Others are really sensitive to sounds, or others have such strong taste, like they're really good with gustation. This sense, some people in particular, the empathic sense, they are born with it being more sensitive. So, if you are born as a more sensitive empath, that's more of your affinity, same way that someone may have better hearing than someone else, you'll pick up on the emotions of others more readily. So, going into the city, you have to prepare yourself, or you really need to make sure you have time to decompress afterward, because it's just, an energetic overload, right? Or as soon as that commercial comes on where it's like the animals looking sad, you're like, nope, I gotta change it. It's gotta go, because you feel it. That's your empathic sense kicking in. So oftentimes people who are empaths, who are sensitive to their empathic sense, can become victims of it. It can be overwhelming to have that much information constantly barraging you, coming into your body. It's not just the feeling of it, but you physically feel the pain as if it's happening to you. So if you are a light worker, it is essential that you know that you're an empath, but also how to manage your empathic sense. By the way, everyone is empathic, okay? This video in particular, we're talking to you, light worker, who is watching this, because I know if you're watching my videos, you're a light worker. Poof, cat's out the bag, it's happening. And you, as a light worker, you are more sensitive to your empathic sense, so you really need to know about this and raise your awareness, raise your vibration about being empathic. However, because we all possess the mammalian brain, because we are all connected to nature, this is the way that nature communicates, is through the empathic sense. Now, every week I pull oracle cards to weigh in on this topic. And what was really interesting is that 2 decks stepped forward to explain and bring their flavor to this conversation about how all light workers are empaths. The 2 decks that came up are Goddess Guidance by Doreen Virtue, and also by Doreen Virtue, Angel Therapy. Okay, so the first deck that stepped forward was the Angel Therapy deck. And the card that came out for how you, lightworker, all lightworkers are empaths, was Vacuum Away Fear. And basically this says, call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. Quickly, I'll read a little bit more in here. You chose this card, you being all of us, you watching me and everyone that this video is going to touch. You chose this card because you or someone close to you has absorbed some energies of fear. Okay? Remember, we're talking about the empathic sense. Cards are always dead on. How you absorb others' energy. In particular, we're talking about fear. They could have been self-generated from your own foreboding, or may have come from being with fearful people. Whenever you feel tired or have been subjected to substance abuse, such as spending time in a pub or bar, take the time to cleanse away residual energies. You can conduct this process anytime or anywhere, even when other people are nearby. And you can call this vacuuming for other people. In person or remotely, you can do this for others. Just be sure to ask other people's psychic permission if you want to do vacuuming for them. So, the first thing that you need to know as an empath, and this the reason why this card has come present this week, is that you need to cleanse your energy. If you are absorbent, especially if you are a light worker, and I'm going to be even more specific, if you are a healer or in any of the alternative therapy arts where you're putting your hands on someone or you're trying to counsel them, you have got to clear your energy. And this is not just a daily practice. This is any time before you go in with a client. And you can do this in 3 seconds. Ready? I'm going to show you how to do vacuuming away fear in 3 seconds. I'm going to explain it slowly, and then I'm going to model it for you. So the way that you vacuum away your fear, you call on Archangel Michael, bring their presence. Archangel Michael bring his presence as well as Archangel Raphael's presence to you. Perhaps you'll see blue and green light around you, or just feel their presence there, and ask them, please remove all fear and low vibrations from my body. And then feel like a vacuum, as if a giant vacuum had opened up, a heavenly vacuum, that sucks out all the gunk. Okay? So ready? I'm going to do this in 3 seconds. And that's it. For me, I see the blue and green energy and just as if it's being lifted right out of me. Vacuum away that fear. And you can do it longer if you're not able to connect that fast. It's okay. Give yourself 60 seconds. 60 seconds of a meditation is actually longer than you would think it would be. But if you're going in to do a session with someone, this is just as important as washing your hands. In fact, this is the energetic equivalent of washing your hands. Okay? So it's important that you clear your energy of anyone or anything that's stuck in it. Because not only are you empathic, but also the people that are being drawn to you as your clients or who are gravitating towards you for advice, or your loved ones, your children, your friends, people that are around you. If you're empathic, they are too. So it's important not just for you, but for them, and also to relay this information to them. The second card that came through is from the Goddess deck, and it's Bast. And what this says is your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. And the word there is independent for Bast. I'll read this quickly. Like the cat, you are fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. I'm going to read that again. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are top priorities, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. The second thing that you need to know as an empath is that you have to balance your exposure. right? The book said between social and solitude. Solitude is also understood as not just being by yourself, but intentional solitude, aka meditation. As an empath, you need to know where you end and where others begin. And it's important that you spend time with yourself and build that sense of independence with clarity. And really expose yourself to your own energy. The spirits are coming through and telling me to say to you, though, empaths in particular, have a propensity to be codependent versus independent. So when you're codependent, that means you have to save everybody, or you always have to know what's going on with so-and-so, or you're always worried about what this person's doing rather than focusing on your own stuff. This codependency means you can't make your own decisions, you don't know where you're going in life, you're allowing everyone else to make decisions for you. Empaths in particular really have a problem with codependency. The energy is also telling me to tell you that's an underhanded control disorder. Okay, so your way of running the world is basically by running it by everybody else and trying to make everybody else happy, to make sure that you're in control of the level of happiness that is around you. As an empath, you care how good your environment feels. You really care how other people feel around you because you're taking on their stuff. You're feeling the gunk around you. So that's why you're constantly people pleasing. But Bast is coming through to say, no, pull back to center, find your energy, right? Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So you really need to connect to your authentic energy. And the spirits are saying this is through meditation. Whatever form of meditation is right for you. So there's moving meditation, there's sitting, there's visualization, there's silent, there's chanting, whatever resonates with you, but you have to connect to your energy, especially if you're an empath. This is a really big topic, and that's why I'm teaching Energy Work for Empaths 101 this month. And I really want you to explore what is being an empath and how is it different from having empathy, and acknowledge any experiences that you may have been denying in your life, thinking, oh, I'm just a softie, that's why I tend to cry at every wedding or something like that. No, you are channeling the emotion in the room. You are registering the energy of this rite of passage. It's not a curse. And I want you to know that. Being an empath can be very difficult when left unchecked, when left unacknowledged and unmanaged. Of course, it can feel like it's a curse, like you're a victim of your circumstance. The same way that someone who's autistic, they just can't take the sound because they can't shut it down. It's the same thing. That sensitivity to that particular sense is running amok. But the more you learn about your empathic sense, the stronger you'll become. And in fact, it improves your communication, not only with others, but also with your own body, your health, the environment around you. So, this is just a taste of how being an empath is a really important thing to know. I would really love you to share this video with someone who perhaps they were coming to mind as I was describing different affinities and propensities, behaviors. If you're curious about more, send me an email back, comment back. But definitely, if you've gotten something from this and it resonated, if this video resonated with you, pay it forward, please. Share this on your Facebook wall, on your Twitter, wherever you feel comfortable sharing it, because if it's resonating with you, it's going to resonate with more people. And more people need to know about being empathic, because in previous videos we had covered how there's a rampant epidemic of empathic overwhelm. So let's put an end to that by raising awareness, okay? I'm so happy that you watched this video and that you're really making time to take care of yourself and to open your mind, okay? I love you, mwah, and I'll see you next week or in the next video. Bye.